Hey, this is Phil Kaplan, and I'm about to share a presentation I originally shared with a medical group. The intention in sharing it in this format is to reach you, the personal trainer seeking a greater power to earn and prosper without compromising passion, without compromising morality. And it isn't random that I reach out to personal trainers. I am a personal trainer, and I have been for 30 years. In that 30 years, I've seen change, I've seen opportunity, and I've seen what appeared to be an explosion in the recognition of the value of a personal trainer. That all sounds great. And today, personal trainers can earn $45,000 or $75,000 annually, but those earners are not in the majority. I've been traveling around quite a bit, talking about the leap that our industry is about to take, and it is. But the leap will not touch every personal trainer. It will touch those willing to stretch and to grow and to commit to a new level of excellence. If you fall into that group, then get excited. Of course, before you leap, you have to evaluate the opportunity and see if it sits well with your personal passion and motivation. In evaluating opportunities, there are 3 questions that I've learned to ask that prove to be valuable filters. So I'll share those 3 questions with you. First, is the environment right? In other words, if something promises to make me better, richer, or happier, is the promise supported by a genuine need and a recognition of that need within the world around me? Secondly, is the time right? Once in a while, something shows up prematurely, and other times, the stars just seem to align to make now the perfect time to launch or to connect or to grow. And thirdly, if the environment is right and the time is right, you have to face the mirror and ask the pivotal question, do I have the power, drive, and access to make this happen? Answer yes to all 3 questions, and you're staring a legitimate, promising opportunity right in the face. Let's go to the 3 questions. Let's see if this makes sense for you. First, is the environment right? Well, the quick and easy answer is yes. The fitness field has evolved in amazing ways over the last century. And there is enough history to show the validity of an exercise specialist and enough data to conclude that exercise is a must in any commitment to health and fitness. With the history we can reflect upon, in the past decade, the landscape completely changed. We now have new diseases, ranging from type 2 diabetes and hypertension to clusters of symptoms categorized as metabolic syndrome. Now, not only have these emerged, but they have grown to epidemic proportions. Baby boomers have gotten older, and the fitness need is now multi-generational. Knowing that much of the deterioration of the health of our population has to do with lifestyle habits and lifestyle rituals, and also knowing that most people fail to understand precisely how to facilitate positive change, a specialized knowledge has extreme value to a very large segment of a population in need. While many people turn to their doctors to find renewed health, the reality is, despite managing symptoms and managing prescriptions, medicine is failing to conquer 21st century disease. The environment is right. Is the time now? I'd have to say there has never been a better time. The market is vast and growing. In fact, evidence of the trend toward disease becomes really clear when we look at the prediction that 50% of American children born in 2000 or after will have diabetes in their lifetime. Despite the so-called solutions in weight loss, health improvement, fitness, renewed health, a look at any statistical layout will show that the problem remains prevalent. Now, why don't the options work? If there are options out there, why aren't they doing the trick? Because they're weak at best. Diets don't cure obesity, drugs don't cure diabetes, and surgical procedures aimed at shifts in body composition have led to disappointing outcomes. And amidst all of this, we have the power to help people. The opportunity to grow and prosper by stepping up and learning how to facilitate new levels of adherence, persuasion, and health improvement is real. But now you have to take a look inward. Do you have the power and drive to maximize the opportunity? And you'll have to answer that. I'll share the 7 powers I'm teaching personal trainers to master, and you can decide if this speaks to you. If it does, then step up and grow. The first power is the power of profitability. The concept of money, it's a difficult concept for most personal trainers. You deserve to be paid in line with the good you do for others. Deserve means to serve somebody. So if you are serving other people and delivering something of a very high value, then don't you deserve to be paid in line with that value? If it were a perfect world, all of the people who could find value in your services would contact you and line up to meet you. But in order for you to really reach those who you can help, the reality is you have to play a role in the process. I know this sounds hard because it feels like sales and we hate selling, but it's a part of being responsible and professional. You must ask other people to pay you in line with your value. They won't just do it. You've got to ask them to. If you feel an hour of your time is worth $100 and somebody hits you with, wow, that's a lot, can we do $50 and I'll pay you for 10 sessions in advance, you have to find a very powerful word that too many trainers omit from their vocabularies. The word is no. Remember, if your fees are based upon what you deserve, if they're based upon the value of the service you provide for others, do you deserve to be paid less in order to take on new clients who will benefit from the connection? The answer is no. You deserve to be paid precisely what you're worth, and you're going to have to ask for precisely that. If you fail to maintain consistent fees, your income will fluctuate. It's a guarantee. So decide what your time is worth and charge accordingly. When you have the power of profitability, you develop an innate sense of the difference between revenues and profits. But most personal trainers initially lack training in this area. They earn money and they spend money. And it isn't until tax time that they realize they've spent at least as much as they've made. The first step in developing this power is separating expenses from needs. Begin by determining what you need. That includes a place to live, electricity, food, and whatever it will cost to provide an acceptable standard of lifestyle and care for the people who rely on you. When trainers go through this exercise, almost always they are shocked by how much more they spend than they need to spend. Now, I'm not asking you to give anything up, but I am suggesting comparing need to earnings is a really good start for determining potential profitability. Now, here's where it gets fun. Once you know the cost of your needs, spend some time dreaming and playing and creating in your mind the lifestyle you want to live. And realize that the acquisition of the things that play into that lifestyle will come from profits. When you develop profitability, wants become pursuits. And pursuits become realities that you earn and appreciate. Here are the 3 remaining points related to profitability. Re-examine your beliefs about money. If you have more admiration for the starving artist than the wealthy entrepreneur, some beliefs need to change if you're truly going to prosper. If you are going to be viewed as a professional, your fees, your lifestyle, and your presence must all reflect that position. And finally, master intentional relationships and know the 3 ways to increase revenues. The second power is the power of professional respect. Yes, that's a power. Respect isn't bestowed upon you, respect is earned. And if you have the power to command professional respect, the view from the outside changes. People don't see you as just a workout buddy, but they see you as an expert. They realize there is a separation between you, the person, and you, the trainer. They realize that there is a distinction between your personal life and what you do for a living, and they respect and value the benefit of what you do for people in a professional capacity. Now, sure, there are some people who respect you as a professional now, but if there are others who don't, if you don't see professionals in other fields as colleagues and peers, you haven't yet mastered this power. Thirdly, we have the power of career security and longevity. There are 2 keys in building longevity and security. 1, value, and the second, building something. Here's where it becomes vital for a personal trainer to think of his or her business not as an extension of who that person is, but as the source of that trainer's prosperity. Your value should never be in question, but the value of your business should, and that value can grow exponentially. From year to year, You want to look at what you're building and you want to assess its value. If your business is limited to you investing select hours, working one-on-one with clients, then revenues are fully reliant upon your time and energy. And that weakens you. To build security, you don't have to diversify, but you have to connect with a stream of revenue that is not fully reliant upon you. It can take any form, from bringing on an apprentice and ultimately building a team, or investing in brick and mortar and actually opening your own place. You'll feel a sense of security when you know that you can sell your business for a handsome multiple of what you earn in a year, or when several streams of revenue show promise with a decreasing reliance upon your time. The power of contagiasm is a power all personal trainers have, but many fail to sum it up when it can serve them. Listen, enthusiasm is contagious. And personal trainers are so enthused and so passionate about what they do, with directed focus, they can create massive awareness by speaking to only a handful of new people every day. With a contagiastic presence and message, people start talking about you and taking interest in you and examining what you can do for them. And that leads to more clients, more value, and it feeds your other powers to give you unlimited upward mobility and growth potential. The discomfort most trainers feel approaching someone in a grocery store or a gas station is representative of a stifling of that contagiastic power. If you look at power number 5, you'll find a word that is new to you. That's because, like the word contagiasm, I made it up. But I want you to understand the significance of it. The word cure is defined as restore to health. If someone has hormonal imbalance or blood sugar irregularity or elevated cholesterol, we have the ability to restore them to health in the great majority of lifestyle-related disease cases. The ailments and irregularities that I described are biochemical. So exercise in a directed and strategic prescriptive protocol can indisputably restore people to biochemical health. We also have a distinct ability to help people improve form and function, bettering movement patterns and correcting muscular imbalances. So in that regard, we can restore people to health mechanically. So in putting together our ability to impact biology, chemistry, and biomechanics, I introduced the term biomechanical cure, our 5th power. The 6th power is the power to intervene. We hear the word intervention used to describe the initiation of a process that takes somebody from a state of distress to a state of calm, or from a state of disease to a state of wellness. Typical interventions include drug prescription, medical procedures, surgeries, and counseling. When we look at the power we have to facilitate cure, we have to learn to introduce that power in the form of an intervention. We don't have to wait until someone decides they want a personal trainer to intervene in the life of someone who needs it. And I can tell you from experience and observation, lots and lots of people need it. Finally, the power of mind has become a topic I have intimately connected to. Over the course of the last 5 years, in meetings, discussions, and educational experiences with neuroscientists and psychologists and neuroplasticians, I've come to recognize the power we have to affect outcomes in ourselves and others by understanding how to change the wiring between neurons in the human brain. With a new understanding of the anatomy of mind, you'll realize there are specific strategies that can change thoughts, beliefs, and perspectives. Of all the 7 powers, in this one, I have found the greatest strength. I'm going to share all of the elements of these powers over the course of 16 weeks in my Aspire program for personal fitness trainers. The course is delivered interactively via live webinar and teleconference, and I'll get to personally know every trainer who joins us in what I promise to be the most powerful and valuable learning experience of your entire career. I invite you to register for Aspire now, and I ask you to approach with an open mind and a willingness to stretch. You'll learn things you never knew possible. You'll learn things that make the mind-medicine-physical connection so crystal clear, you'll wonder why anyone struggles in trying to find cure to common and fixable challenges. You'll be amazed by the things you learn about the pharmaceutical industry and the food companies, but most of all, you'll learn how to become a successful professional in command of the 7 powers. Registration is limited. You can register now for a deposit of less than $100, so don't wait another minute. Go to the link on the screen and register now. I look forward to putting you in touch with the power